G'day guys, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I've been called up to Gaz's house. He's got some big news. Been a bit of a shake-up in the old stable up at the Gaz's place.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
What's happened, Gaz?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I had to sell the old cruiser, so I'm a bit sad about that. But look, I changed jobs during the year when we had that break. I got a new job and I needed a daily driver and also a full drive. And if you've owned a petrol cruiser, you know that you cannot drive them daily.
They drink it.
They drink it. It is a thirsty. I think I struggled to get 300 k's out of the tank. It was thirsty.
Geez.
So it had to go. I'm a bit sad about it, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
So we're going to have a look at what the replacement vehicle is.
Yeah.
Should we do that right
Yeah,
now?
let's
get
into
over it. That's not a Toyota. You've changed camps, Gaz.
I have.
Oh.
It was a bit of a mission to change, but
Oh, it's glad to have you back.
I've had Nissans before, but yeah, we're back in the Nissan camp. So yeah, D22 Nissan Navara.
What year is the old girl?
So this is a 2014, but if you know much about these Navaras, they've pretty much had the same. It was the same truck pretty much from. I'm going to say what? 97, I think. There was a few variants, but this pretty much has been the same all the way through.
I remember they brought the D22s back because the D40s were too expensive.
Yeah, and there was a couple of little teething issues because obviously when you go to a new model, there's always a few little bits and pieces.
Yep.
But
so the D22, tried and tested,
yeah,
been around for a long time. Is that what was the main thing that drew you to the D22?
I'll be honest, Navara wasn't even on my radar. I was looking for a Hilux, but for the money I wanted to spend, I had to get a really old model. And I remember when I was an apprentice, the guy I worked with, my tradie, if he's watching, shout out to you, he taught me always buy the newest car you can with the lowest amount of Ks, and this was what I could afford.
Yep.
So, yeah, look, I was going for a Toyota, but this came up and I knew that because they were such a tried and tested vehicle and there's so many around and so many people love them. So a couple of the key things that actually led me to this particular car and not say a D40 Navara, the other shape, was manual locking hubs, a bit old school, and a shift lever for four drive.
Oh yeah.
It's not a push button. So these are probably, as far as I'm aware, these are probably one of the last ones. Maybe the Hiluxes do, but these are probably one of the last ones with a manual shift lever and manual locking hubs. Just because it's a bit simpler. Hey? There's less electronics. It's very basic. Like there's inside, you've got aircon and power windows, and that's it. Like there's no airs and graces about these things. They're super basic. So there's less things to go wrong. So that was probably a big draw card for me too.
So we got a 2014 D22 Navara diesel. 2.5 litre.
So this is the 2.5. So they originally they started with a QD32, I think. Don't quote me, check that. But they started with a different motor, and then they went to the ZD30s, and they had that, which is what was in the Patrol for many years. So they had the ZD30 for a long time, and then they went to the YD25.
Yep.
Which is a 2.5 litre turbo diesel.
Different to the D40s.
They are slightly different.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much the same motor, but there's a few variants.
Yeah, a few little differences.
Yeah, that they changed for these. But look, pretty strong motor. I mean, like anything these days, you do have to look after them. There's obviously a few little issues, but like all the new common rail diesels have got their own little problems. But generally, they're a pretty good motor. They seem to have, like I remember you were saying, they seem to have a lot less issues than the Navaras and the Pathfinders, but it's so far so good. So,
yep, tried and tested model too. So with this one in particular, so it's fairly standard at the moment.
Pretty much standard, yeah.
So a few little things on there now.
Yep. So it came with these wheels on it, which I do prefer, the steel wheels over the factory alloys. It's got the rear TJM bar on it, so that protects the tub there, and good tow bar as well, obviously nice sturdy. Factory Nissan steel bull bar on the front, which is winch compatible. Is that the right word?
Compatible.
Compatible. So never know, might be one down the track. This one came with a iDrive throttle controller, which just I'm not sold on them yet, but they both pretty much just trick your computer as to what your accelerator's doing.
Yeah.
So, but that's on there, so leave it on there. Apart from that, it's pretty much standard.
Yep.
There's not really much done to it. So.
Yeah, blank canvas.
Blank
So you
canvas,
can do
yeah.
whatever you
That's right,
whatever
yeah.
you want on it. The real question is, how good is it on fuel? Diesel specifically.
I tell you what, that was the main thing for me. Obviously, being a daily, I wanted something that I wanted a 4-cylinder. I wanted to be cheap on fuel because it was driving a fair way for work every day. And look, I'm getting about 750, 800 on a good week.
Which is
out of the
phenomenal.
tank, which is pretty good, so I can't complain.
I've got a late model ute that I run for work, and it's about the same.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty awesome for a 10-year-old truck,
Yeah.
getting that sort of miles out of it.
Yeah.
So the second question on everyone's mind:
Yeah.
how does it go off-road? And we've got some footage.
Well, we do. We did take it out the other day just to see what it would do in standard sort of situation. So, obviously not as good. They're leaf sprung in the back, so they're pretty. They don't flex as well as a coil sprung, and the front end is torsion bar, so they have a habit of lifting wheels, torsion bars. And
But in
creaky.
saying that, it did really well.
It did go pretty well. Yeah, I was
really
impressed.
well.
So,
For standard height as
Yeah.
well. Like, there's no lift in this yet,
yeah.
so it did really, really well on our test track.
Yep. But yeah, look, I was impressed. I thought it would do all right for standard. It comes down to wheel placement too, obviously, at the end of the day.
Yep,
and then
100%.
obviously, like, there's going to be times when there's big ruts and things that are dug out that doesn't really matter what you drive. If you diff out, you're not going to be able
That's
to
the end
drive
of it.
through anyway. So,
Yeah.
for what we do, it's going to be okay once we've done a few mods, I think.
Yep. And probably the third question on everyone's mind. 1, 2, 3. Third question is, what plans? Have you got plans? Are you going to do nothing too crazy?
Nothing
I
too
suspect?
crazy. I obviously, as I keep mentioning, this is going to be a daily, so I'm not going to go silly. Obviously, you've got to be within reason. So, yeah, look, we probably will lift it. We might go bigger tyres. I'm going to do a little bit of a fit out in the back because obviously we do a bit of camping. So we're going to do a little bit of a fit out in the back just to house all that camp gear. I'll probably put some sort of a tub rack or a canopy on there, maybe some roof racks or something, and an awning, things like that, just to make it suitable for camping for what we do, which you've seen some of our camp trips and that.
A bit more storage space.
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Like I don't want to load it up and then drive it to and from work every day.
Yeah, still got to be reliable.
Yeah,
and you don't want to sacrifice the fuel economy too much.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. So the old Steed, the workhorse, the D22, tried, proven, will be tested.
Yeah, will be tested
over the next however many long years it's around for.
Yeah. But hey, at the end of the day, like, whatever you can afford and what's going to service your needs, basically, that's always been our sort of motto. Like, you don't have to try and be like someone else. Get what you want that's going to service what you make a list and tick the list off as you go through it and pick out something.
There's a very small percentage of the population that can actually afford 150k plus to spend on their truck and caravan.
Yeah.
And even less that can actually get a loan for that amount. So if you're a regular bloke or lady like us, there's nothing wrong with an older truck.
Yeah.
My old girl's 2002 model, still going strong.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
The main thing is, as long as you're using it,
Yeah.
getting out there and enjoying this country that we live in, or whatever country you may live in, if it enables you to do that, that's what
That's
we're
what
about.
it's all about. Yeah. At the end of the day, so yeah, keep an eye. We have some mods and different things coming up. There'll be more trips. You'll see it out and about. Obviously, I'm a little bit sad that I had to sell the Cruiser. I'll be honest. I do miss it, but yeah.
Hey, you never know.
You never know.
Might be another one in the future
Who knows?
sometime.
Who knows? But yeah.
We don't have that Nissan Toyota Rover anymore.
No, it's just Nissan. This is not the Nissan channel too. We've always got Brandon in his Prado that come out.
He's our Toyota representative.
Yeah.
And remember,
the weeks are long,
the weekends are short.
so chase the weekend.
Nothing to see, just hanging out in my shed. Needed another 12 seconds of footage so I could get over the 10-minute mark, and well, here I am. If you're still here, write Chase down in the comments and I'll know that you're a true Chase the Weekend fan. Catch you next time.